Welcome to Pretty Lies and Alibis. Join us as we seek the truth and travel the long road to justice. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Pretty Lies and Alibis. I'm Gigi Fruit Loop. What you know?
Did you know that San Francisco's cable cars are counted as a national monument?
Did not know that. I've ridden on those before.
Yeah, they're the only monuments that can move.
That's really cool. I think I just spit coffee out of my mouth. Not even gonna lie. Well, that's neat. Yeah, I love your little interesting facts.
Yeah, interesting.
Awesome. I love national monuments. Like, I love traveling to, like, DC is so cool.
Mhm.
The Smithsonian's, I could just live in those.
Oh, yeah.
Super,
you get lost in those.
Oh, yeah. All right. Real quick, we want to give a big thank you to Erica and Mark, Carrie, and Diane for the PayPal donations. We really appreciate it. We put it right back into the podcast to pay for internet and all that good stuff.
Thank you.
We appreciate your support, guys, so much. We need to plan a live soon.
Yes.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
Yeah. So maybe in the next couple of weeks, we can plan something, but I got to tell everybody. So you guys know last week I had a tree fall on my house. The third one from my same neighbor's yard, right? So the insurance adjuster comes on Sunday and he's here for a very long time. And I'm kind of talking to him, and he's a storm chaser, and I love storm chasers, but he actually like does the storm chasing and then stays back to do insurance stuff. You know, he's like an independent contractor, right? Really cool guy.
Yeah.
So he gets done and we're talking, and he's like, you know, the structural integrity of your house has been compromised. He said, so when we moved in here, we built on like 1,500 square feet, an addition to just give our kids some open space, some different rooms and that kind of thing. And he said, well, I'll tell you this, at minimum, that whole addition, which is where the tree fell on, is going to have to be rebuilt. And I was laughing, and I said, well, heck, while they're at it, why don't they just go ahead and build me a whole new house? And he said, I totally see that happening.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I thought I was maybe going to have a chill summer. Nope. Apparently, in a few weeks, maybe packing up everything I own, getting a rental house with my 3 kids, the dogs, the kittens, Sherlock, partridge in a pear tree. Happy summer to me, man. Look, it kind of is nice to think maybe I'll get a new house. Not gonna lie.
But the pain of going through all that.
Yeah, I would just rather not. I would rather they just fix my stuff and I stay right where I am. But anyways, if you're keeping score of that little black cloud following my life, that's the latest thunderstorm to pop up, y'all.
Yeah.
Could be worse.
Yeah.
I'm going to get that tattooed on me so I can just look down and remind myself it could be worse.
There you go.
So
I got a new hat.
Oh, yeah. You went to Dollywood. How was that?
Yeah. I just want to say, Dollywood, handicap accessible, jam up.
Really?
Yeah, because I rode the big scooter, the motorized scooter.
How many people did you run into?
None. I was good on that thing.
Look at you.
Yeah, I was good. But it's a really cool place.
What does your hat say?
It says, I don't have an accent, y'all do.
You know, you may have to revoke my Southern card. I've never been to Dollywood.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Yeah.
I love Dolly Parton. I mean, how could it not be fun?
Yeah. I sent some cinnamon bread home with your oldest last night. I don't know if you ever got any.
No clue you sent cinnamon bread.
Yeah, she probably hid it.
Yeah, I tell you, have kids, they say.
I gave her a piece and she said, oh, I'm not going to be able to eat this whole thing. Well, meanwhile, she ate the whole thing and then I gave her the rest.
Seen the first piece of cinnamon bread in my house today. Wait till she gets home. She's out spending my money right now.
Yeah.
So we have a big series coming up that we have talked about for a little while. Do you want to tell them about it a little bit?
We're going to go back and because a lot of our stuff isn't on YouTube, right?
Yeah. So
we have a lot of new listeners.
Okay. Yeah. And also over a year ago, by the way, we got to plan a big 2-year birthday party for Pretty Lies. Big deal. And but a lot has come out since we started this podcast, and a lot has come out since we did our backstory on this case. I mean, a ton. And we've had court hearings, we've had probable cause hearings, we've had document dumps. We've just had so much stuff happen since we originally did those that they're just not complete anymore. So what we've decided to do is to go back from, I mean, even before Lori and Chad, we're going to give the complete story as we know it right now, including the document dumps, all the court hearings, the preliminary hearings, all that stuff. Just it's huge. I will tell you, I have worked on that this weekend, and I haven't gotten far into the storyline yet because there's so much stuff and you
Yep.
forget so much stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
It's been like a review for a big exam because you know the stuff and then you reread it and you think, wow, man, this case has so many moving parts. You
Yeah.
forget about it over time. It's going to be a lot of episodes.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
But the good thing is, as we get new listeners, we didn't have YouTube, like you said. So none of that's on YouTube. And a lot of people prefer to have video. So we're just going to redo it with all this new information. It's going to be a really, really big deal. So we're excited to do that. And so what about Lindsay Blake today?
Lindsay Blake filed their 4th supplemental discovery disclosure. It basically says Pryor can come view whatever he wants if he makes arrangements.
I think we've had several of those sent. A lot of those were to Mark Means, I think. But
remember, he would show up and not tell anybody he was coming.
Right. And then he would complain they owed him thousands of dollars because he failed to make arrangements. But hey, we've beat that horse to death. So anyways, so that's the latest in the case today. Not much happening. I checked earlier. It seems like Josh Duggar is still in jail in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Hasn't been moved to federal prison just yet. So I do have a Vine alert waiting on that. Then Caitlin Armstrong, boy, I don't understand why they didn't watch her a little bit. If they were really just waiting on some forensics from these shell casings to match to the gun, but they let her go. So the U.S. Marshals are just at this point basically saying, hey, turn yourself in because we got no idea where you are, girl.
Yeah.
What do they say, Fruit Loop?
They're working day in and day out. They'd like to bring her safely into custody so you can have your day in court and tell your side of the story. When asked if Caitlin took another flight from LaGuardia, they said, we kind of lost the track. We lost the footprint in the sand when she landed at LaGuardia.
Oh, boy. I really do wonder if that's the case. They probably know way more. I mean, you think LaGuardia has a ton of cameras. They're going to know if she got into an Uber. They're going to know if she got into a cab, or they're going to know if she got on a internet. Well, international from LaGuardia is very selective. You only can go to Canada and parts of the Caribbean. So, she would have maybe had to go to JFK to get, really out of the country.
Yeah. Hey, they need that show that Jim Caviezel was on, and the name just left me. I was going to try to look it up really quick. But it was that show, Jim isn't it Caviezel? He played Jesus in Passion of the Christ. Isn't his name Caviezel? Jim? I think that's what it is.
I'm drawing a blank, girl. Well, while you're looking that up, a friend of Colin Strickland told the Daily Mail that Colin has left Texas. He's in hiding, afraid for his life. I think we mentioned that on the last episode. The one thing we did find out, the warrant that they had out for her and that they brought her in on, but ultimately had to let her go because they thought the birth date was wrong, which kind of voided that warrant, but then it ended up it wasn't wrong and they could have kept her, but I don't know for how long. It was for skipping out on a $650 Botox bill.
Shut up.
So when she gave the credit card, when they're done and she's paying, she said, hey, I got another one I'd rather use in my car. So she goes to her car and leaves and never comes back. So I don't know, it's a really small charge. I mean, I don't know that they would have been able to hold her much longer than they did.
Yeah.
But And the other thing is that 100 friends and family members of Mo met on the Austin, Texas, U.S. courthouse for a memorial. And then some rode their bikes to Deep Eddy Pool, which is where Mo went with Colin just right before her murder.
Wow.
So it really has hit the cycling community hard. Like you say, they're a family.
Yeah.
And anyway, so let's
Okay. So
what?
it was Jim Caviezel is in it was Person of Interest was the
Oh,
show, and they had cameras everywhere. So
that
you showed up on 9 million cameras, and that's how they could track you and stuff. It's
kind of
pretty cool.
to me, it reminds me of that movie Catch Me If You Can.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So Colby gave an interview to the US Sun last week. We tweeted that out, put it on Facebook, and he gave a little insight into kind of his feelings about things. So why don't you start, Fruit Loop?
So he said he went to see Lori in jail before the kids were found, and he asked her over and over what was going on, and she just said everything's going to be revealed soon. He said he just left because he couldn't get a straight answer, and I know for him that's frustrating. Uh, as far as JJ and Tylee, he said he knew something was amiss, but he wouldn't have ever thought she would hurt them. He said 100% no way would she hurt them. He said she was shady with him when he would ask where the kids were and eventually cut everyone off. Then he started to question if they're alive, but he said he couldn't think that. He said Lori leaned on him for emotional support, and that forced him to grow up faster. He said she was fascinated with doomsday stuff from as early as when he was around 11, but he never bought into that, and he didn't want to live his life with fear, fear of something that was going to happen.
That kind of surprised me that she was into that early.
Yeah.
I really
And-
kind of, to me, I had the impression it was more of a last few years before the storm thing. But
yeah.
I guess if you really teeter totter with that kind of stuff and then you meet somebody like Chad and then a bunch of like minded people, that's like the match to the gasoline.
Exactly. Yep. Because there's plenty of people that research and study that stuff who don't do what they did. So,
Right.
yeah. Yep. So he said the last time he saw Tylee and JJ was August 30th, and that was 2019, and it was normal. He struggled with wanting to seek revenge after learning of JJ and Tylee's murder, but he had to let it go. He said he misses them all the time and wishes they were around to experience his own family with him. He said he has had to move on because holding on means no movement in his life. He said he loves and misses them all the time, but he's accepted they're not here, and it was a hard thing to do.
Yeah, he said I forgave her. I forgave Alex, I forgave Chad. I forgave everything and everybody that was involved, and it just freed me to be able to do something positive. When talking about her being involved in their murders, he said you have to be out of your mind, but I don't think there's anybody that's completely just out of their mind who can still make decisions and lie. So I definitely think there's a consciousness there, but I can't tell you how she got to that point. She's just not the same person. He said, in spite of Lori's claiming to be innocent, he said she's 100% responsible for all she stands accused of and knew exactly what was going on. He said, even though he wants no relationship with her, it was hard to hear that she's up for the death penalty, but ultimately he knows it's out of his hands. And just on a side note, Colby recently published his book, The God Over Odds, and it's part one of a two-part series that he plans to write. The first book essentially covers early childhood up to about the age of 18, and the second book's going to cover the last few years. I bet he probably waits till after the trial to write that second one because it's a lot's going to come out at that trial that,
Yep.
may be something he needs to talk about. I've always felt for Colby. I think that he's been put in an unimaginable circumstance like Kay and Larry and Crusha and Tylee's and Annie and everybody who knew and loved these kids.
Yeah.
So I do have sympathy, and he's got a new baby. He's got 2 kids. He's married. So hopefully he keeps on keeping on.
Yep.
So we're picking up text. What is up where we are?
So we left off with them. Everybody's traveling. It's around July 15th, 16th of 2019. And we pick up with Zulema, saying, and I know you normally read Zulema, but I'm on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
I casted so good. They put us in first class for free. I am of Jesus Christ and he's power. I love you and I miss you, beautiful. Lori responds, that's awesome. And then so you take over from there.
Yeah. So at this point, July 15th is when Zulema is flying to Chile and stays for 2 weeks. Lori and Colby fly to Houston to get some of Charles's things. And that's kind of where we are. So we're going to start on July 16th, actually. This is just now, remember, this is what, 5 days after Charles's murder?
Mm-hmm.
So really soon after the events of that. By the way, when we do the new series, we're not going to put all these text messages in. We're going to leave this to where you can come back and reference it with the dates. We will put in big things, but not what we're doing here. I didn't want somebody asked me that on Twitter and I was like, oh no, we're not regurgitating this stuff. So July 16th, 2019, Zulema to Lori. How was your day? I hope better. We're at the airport at our gate, 2 hours from departure, praying and casting out all evil.
Lori, we just made it back. A whirlwind travel day again, but no big delays today. It's an ongoing battle. Be on guard. They are sending them out in droves, but that means they are losing. Be the strong goddess of light that you are.
My plane is here at the gate. There's plenty of room in the plane. 2 more hours and I'll be on my way. I've casted, cleansed, and cleared the whole airport. I'm so glad you made it home. Then she says, I'm on the plane. I casted so good. They put us in first class for free. I am of Jesus Christ and he's power. I love you and I'll miss you, beautiful.
And Lori says, that's awesome.
Still on the 16th. How are you? I think Kara was attacked fiercely. She's been in bed all day. I gave her a blessing and I had to cast out from her and heal the wounds. I think they were mad and took it out on her. I hope you're well.
Lori says, attacks all the way around, sending you love.
And this jumps to July the 18th. And then, oh my goodness, there's a new energy all around. And I feel this is their last effort against our work. We will conquer. We will win. Kara is finally sleeping better, casting a blessing. Chad healing her. They're not happy with us. I hope you're okay. So the next day after this text, Chad gives Lori the list of trust, the trust level list of people she needs to be aware of. This is not the light and dark scale. This is just people around her at this point. And then we're going to do a jump here to the 27th. So let me tell you what happens between that last text. Lori, on July 20th, Lori buys Chad a plane ticket from Provo, Utah to Arizona. July 22nd, Lori tells staff at JJ school that Charles killed himself. She emails JJ's service dog's trainer and says Bailey needs to be picked up. July 23rd, Lori tells Kay that JJ will not come to Louisiana for Charles's funeral. Ooh, what a woman.
I know, right?
All right, so we're going to pick up on the
27th,
and that's Zulema to Lori. Hey, beautiful, how are you? This trip has been amazing. There's so many people that love the Lord in this country. I blessed the last city I was at and all those people, including a lot of my family members. I'm in another city and I see that my work here is different. I have a feeling this part will be swallowed by the sea. I'm blessing my family as I go. Great experience.
Lori responds, you are amazing. I feel I've been coming to you and shielding you as you work. It's so cool. Can't wait till you are back. Missing you so much.
You're the best. I'm missing home already and I can't wait to see you. I have some work to do here yet. Okay. Sorry, Fruit Loop. I got to pull back up my document.
Oh, right. So it jumps to the 28th.
Yeah. So you're the best. I'm missing home already and I can't wait to see you. I have some work to do here yet. I blessed one land and I brought an earthquake in another city. Very powerful. I can't wait to tell you all about it.
Lori says, when are you coming home? Can't wait.
I'll be home Thursday very early.
Lori says, perfect. Can't wait. I'm so proud of the work you're doing.
Okay. So this last message was on July 28th. We're jumping to July 31st. July the 29th through the 31st, Lori, Alex, and Melanice go to Oceanside, California. And on the 30th, Chad texts Lori, I got the inspiration to go back to my original death percentages that help us track Ned, Charles, etc. Tammy is very close. Her percentage has fallen steadily since Iplos left. It's very encouraging. He does a flying heart emoji and lips emojis. He also texts her, yes, so we might need to release a little steam when we talk, with 2 fire emojis. Anyways, this is the chart that checks what percentage mortals are still in their body. It worked for my friend's wife who died, my neighbor, George Bush, Stanley, etc. I mean, why is he bringing Stanley and George Bush into this? I kind of forgot about it because we've been dealing with zombies and demonic entities. But this afternoon, Tammy said she felt lightheaded, as if her body and spirit weren't connected. So we jumped to the 31st. Oh, I forgot to tell you that I developed a new gift while I was here, and it's been guiding me to the work I've done. I can't wait to tell you about it.
Lori says, I can't wait too. Tomorrow you'll be home, right? Question mark. So excited to see you. Let's get to work, baby girl.
Yes, I'll be home tomorrow at 8 a.m. We have a lot of work to do.
Lori says, yes, we do. I'm in Cali at the beach, but we will be home tomorrow afternoon. Last trip to the coast probably ever. And I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. Well, she thinks that in July,
Yep.
the Lord's coming to get apparently all the wackadoodles and take them.
Yeah.
Anyway, Zulema says, holy wow, that sounds like fun. I feel this may be my last trip too, especially after all the work I've done here. It's coming soon. I've seen the wickedness around, the pride and all that needs to be cleansed here before the Lord comes in his glory. Have fun at the beach. Love you.
Lori responds, maybe we can clear the clouds here in San Diego for our last day.
You got it. And then Zulema says, I've been able to bless all the homes I've been at except this one, my brother's house. He has no belief in God or Jesus. Great destruction awaits this city, so he will be part of that.
She says, that is sad.
Ready for takeoff on my way home.
Yay, safe flight. I'll send angels.
Now, this is August the 1st when that last text was sent. Chandler Police Department gets a copy of the police report from when Joe Ryan was tased by Alex in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see here. So, yeah, we're still on the 1st. All right.
So Lori says, hope you get home today, putting all my energy towards it. We are driving home, 6 hours to go with 5 kids in the car.
Oh my, good luck on the trip for sure. Thank you.
Lori says, let me know when you get a flight. Wish I could just port you out of there. Oh, Lord. And myself out of this car. Ha ha.
I will. No kidding. LOL. Porting would be great right about now. Well, then do it.
Yeah. What you waiting on?
I know. So still on August the 1st, 2019. Oh, did you know that Serena is moving to Queen Creek like soon?
What? When?
She's flying in tomorrow, looking at houses this weekend. The kids flying Tuesday. I mean, soon.
So is she staying with you?
With Christina.
That's not good. Christina is also stalled and in a downward spiral. Going to have to ask how to handle this. Can we meet you and I get together this weekend?
Absolutely. Oh. I have so much to tell you. Chad just checked for me and I did bring the earthquake in Chile today.
Oh my goodness. Yes, you did. I'm a proud mama because you are amazing. We have a lot of work to do. This is just the beginning.
Yes, it is. Exciting and at the same, a sobering thought.
Okay, here's my thing. And I would have to go back and look. August 1st, 2019. Was there an earthquake in Chile? If there was and people lost their life, like, how do you react the way you're reacting?
Well, if you remember, they were doing the little celebration when they were sending the stuff to cause Charles to wreck, knowing JJ was in the car. So even though it's all, all that's hocus pocus stuff, I mean, they were still really happy. Yeah. So, you have to wonder in hindsight now in 2022, Zulema, does she look back at this and you have to wonder, what does she think about it?
Yeah, exactly.
Have they all had this great awakening where they realize they, sounded like morons? Yeah. So Zulema says on August the 1st still. I just landed in Phoenix.
Lori says, yay, is someone picking you up?
Yes, my son is on his way. Feels good to be home. I cast it out and created shields, and right after the plane broke, the flight was delayed so much. Most people left because of their connecting flights, which gave us room to be on this flight. God is so good.
I think she's trying to say true that.
She said, try that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're
Um,
going to August the 2nd. And on this day, Melanie Gibb has a meeting at her house. Her boyfriend, David, is a speaker at that meeting. Chad is there. Zulema sees him and Lori kind of being lovey dovey for the first time. And also, Serena moves to Phoenix around this time.
yeah.
And then Zulema texts Lori, are you going to the David Warwick thing tonight?
Gonna try. Don't have a babysitter. I'm at Mel's doing a podcast with him now. Are you going to go? I need us all to get together on Sunday night. Then she texts her and says, can you talk? And then call me when you can talk.
And then, so Zulema says, call me back when you can. I was in the laundry room. I have so much vacation laundry to do. LOL. Then she says, I was thinking about going, not sure yet. I'm a little jet lagged and my grandkids are coming over because they missed me and I missed them like crazy. You should stop over after you leave Mel's house. And then she says, did you find a sitter for this morning? We're jumping one day to August the 3rd.
And Lori responds, yep, I'll be there. Getting ready to go now.
Me too. Can't wait to see you.
Me too. Did you get a hold of Julie about tomorrow?
No, I thought you were. I'll text her now. Do you know where Melanie Gibb is at?
Yeah, they went to speak in northern, maybe Arizona.
I think she meant Arizona.
Yeah, I'm like, X, there's no.
It was a typo. The Z is
Yeah.
next to the X.
Yep. But they will be back tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Looking for a sub. Julie can come until 6:15.
Okay, that's okay. Are you busy tonight? Do you want to come over so we can talk again at 5 or so?
Sure. Could it be 6? I have to go check on one of my clients this afternoon to make sure he's okay. Then I'll go to your house.
Perfect.
On my way.
Yay.
Okay, so we've jumped to the 5th in this text exchange.
Yep.
I came home with a sore throat, a headache, and a weapon on my right shoulder. Help.
Working on it now.
Thank you.
Did we get the lunch set for tomorrow? Do you need me to do anything for it?
Could you send the text, please? Panera, Dana Park?
Sure. How about Santan? How about near Santan? Costa Vida?
Sure.
At 1 p.m., right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll send a text.
I was told at the she said template. She meant the temple. Today to straddle the, dude, she must have been drunk typing this. Straddle the Wasatch Fault. I don't even know what that, Wasatch
Fault.
with one leg on each tectonic plate and move them with my hands and feet at the same time.
Lori responds, awesome.
Were you trying to tell me the other day that Alex is going to be my husband to finish my mission here? I'm a little slow at times and I don't get hints.
Yes. Did you get that answer? It's what we saw in the future.
I had an impression when I met him for the first time, but I dismissed it quickly because I really didn't want to have a man again in this life.
You should have stuck to your guns, lady.
I'll ask in the temple tomorrow.
Lori says, okay, that's good. Always ask the Lord. He's the only one who knows what he has in store.
You always encourage me to do that. I love that about you.
What time are you going to the temple tomorrow?
Early, 7 a.m. Does he know?
Yes, he knows. He knew before we told him what we saw.
Interesting. So this is August the 8th. Then she says he knew, the one that can't see anything. Think Vel and all. I did it, and I'm the one that can see things. And then we're still on the 8th. So in the past 2 days, I've had guys come to me at Starbucks while I'm working. That hasn't happened to me in like, I don't know how long, rolling on the floor laughing.
Funny. When it rains, it pours. A little element humor for you. Ha ha.
Haha.
Ha 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 ha.
LOL. And then Zulema says, "Can you check this person for me, please?" And the name is Kelly, and then it's redacted.
Lori responds, sure, where's she from?
Here, Tempe. She is the medium I told you about. She was the one that received a message from Jimmy, and Jules was able to confirm for me.
Okay, I'll check her when I get home. Like what I don't even know how to respond. Like, I'm just gonna shut up.
Oh,
how you gonna check somebody? Oh, let me check their Facebook. Oh yeah. Oh yep. She is so dark.
But I can only do it in between clients at Starbucks because I'm so important and can control earthquakes. But I still gotta make somebody their frappuccino.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. So you were going to check her for me?
I so lost my place.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm still at the car dealer trying to trade in my car. That's interesting. You can text it to Chad. He will check.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you were going to do that. Now, that wraps up August the 8th. On August the 9th, the next day, that's when Lori puts JJ's service dog, Bailey, up for sale on the internet, which is a big no-no when you're dealing with service dogs because you don't just sell them on Facebook Marketplace.
Exactly. Do you want to stop here?
I think it's a good place to stop before we get into this next batch. So it's just been really slow with all the cases we're following. This is a good supplement. You guys like it. And it kind of
brings insight. Like
it really does. And I think us reading it back and forth, it's kind of a little better than just reading it on your own.
Yeah.
If you're sitting there at home, and some people don't have these documents. So this is all new to a lot of our listeners. A lot of people on YouTube are like, thanks, I don't have social media. I don't know where to find this stuff. So yeah.
And you get to hear us be like, what in the
I know, right?
What the world did she just say?
Yeah, we promise you guys we're not on recreational drugs. This all came from Lori and Zulema. So
exactly.
Anyways, all right, guys, have a good night. We'll be back tomorrow. If nothing major happens, we're gonna pick this right back up, and we will see you soon.